Around this time, Padre Pio began to appear to me in dreams. And one of them, I'm sitting at the kitchen table at my mother's house, and I look at my hands and I have these red circles on them, about the size of a quarter. They're smooth and no scarring or anything. And Padre Pio appears and is sitting next to me. And he takes my hand in his and tells me that the wounds have healed prematurely. And as I reflected on that, how I understood it is I had got on with my daily life after the hard things that had happened to Will, but my spiritual life was still stunted. And he said the wound needed to be reopened. And I accepted the idea and kind of envisioned in the dream that this all would be going through my hands and the blood would come out the other side, and tried to resign myself to that. And at one point, Padre Pio takes my hand in his and he cleans it with alcohol, and then he jabs it with this needle to anesthetize it. And I'm waiting for him to finish, but it doesn't happen. Instead, he puts this tiny shunt in my hand and said, this will get oxygen to the wound, and it needs to be in your hand for 2 weeks. So sometime later, Will told me that he dreamt of an evil priest. And Will and I often share dreams together, and we try to tease out their meanings. But in this case, Will was frightened by what he saw and didn't want to talk about it. As later on, we're sitting by the fire and I'm telling him the dream that I just told you. And all of a sudden, this look of understanding comes over Will's face. And he said, I didn't realize that it was Padre Pio. And in Will's dream, he said, I didn't think it could be him because he was trying to hurt you, and Padre Pio wouldn't do anything evil. But in Will's dream, he's in like a warehouse, and Padre Pio has the right hand, the same one that Padre Pio had anesthetized in mine, and he's actually driving the awl through that. He told me after finishing the dream, he said, you accepted the wound humbly. And I said, did it hurt? And he said, well, it must have hurt because I saw your shoulders wince. And then and I said to Will, well, it would have hurt a lot more if he hadn't anesthetized me. And then reflecting on the nature of Padre Pio as a victim soul who takes the sufferings of others into himself, I realized that when Padre Pio injected me, that the pain just didn't go away. That Padre Pio had taken that portion and had been taking that portion of my pain that I was incapable of carrying. He was taking that for me, while at the same time trying to help me to take more of the load on myself. After we finished talking about the dream, I went and looked in my journal. And if you remember, Padre Pio had said that the shunt had to be there in 2 weeks. And Will's dream occurred exactly 2 weeks from when mine had. And there were several things that happened with us, kind of correspondences where something happens in one person and then it's completed with another.